Hey everybody, it's Cindy here, and I wanted to talk to you about an experiment I heard about over the weekend called the Zimbardo Prison Experiment. It's also known as the Stanford Prison Experiment. So you may have heard it called either one. But basically, back in 1971, a psychology professor decided to create a mock prison in the basement of the psychology building at Stanford University and then had volunteers become prison guards and prisoners, and and it was supposed to last for 2 weeks to see how people fulfilled those roles and like what would happen in that setting. Now, this is a very simplistic, short explanation of what all went into this, but anyway, basically what happened was those who were playing the role of prison guard became uh, abusive, sadistic, and just asked some really extreme things of the prisoners. And the prisoners became desperate. Some of them had mental breakdowns. Some of them, they went on hunger strikes. They rebelled against the prison guards. I mean, it very quickly, within less than 24 hours, became everybody fulfilled their roles very dramatically. And it was supposed to last for 2 weeks. And at 6 days, Professor Zimbardo shut it down because things were so completely out of control. And these were just normal, regular folks like you and I who had agreed to play these roles and fulfill the expectations of these roles. And so, I'm a psychology major. It's a fascinating study of human behavior. And I thought, gosh, what does that mean about us as people? And how can I use that example to move us women forward in our lives right now? And what came up for me, I mean, there's so much research that's been done on this, and now it's been made into a documentary, and you can study this and for a long time, very intensely if you'd like to. I'm just going to kind of dial it down for our purposes here today. And that is what came up for me is that how quickly we as humans, we carry sets of beliefs about roles to play in our society, right? Like what it means to be a prison guard, what it means to be a prisoner, what that looks like. And then let's transfer that to what it means to be a mother, what it means to be a wife, what it means to be a business owner, what it means to be a volunteer somewhere, what it means to be a friend, what it means to be an employee, what it means to be, whatever roles you're playing in life. But those are meant, you have a set of beliefs based on social norms, partly, right? What you believe the expectations are of our society, our environment, your community, your workplace, whatever it is. And then how much do you act according to those expectations, and how much are we operating from who we believe we authentically are? And sometimes those things will be the same, right? They'll line up together nicely, but other times they clash. And then how are we supposed to be? Who are we supposed to be? Right? Well, my belief is that we're meant to be ourselves, 100% ourselves, whoever that is. Like, I'm meant to be Cindy, whoever Cindy authentically is meant to be, and not necessarily fit into the mold of what a woman at 51 is to be, or a mother, or a wife, or a entrepreneur, or an author, or a speaker, or a coach, or a woman who loves to exercise, or a woman in midlife, a perimenopausal woman, a boss. I mean, whatever roles you're playing, right? So there's what you believe about the roles you're playing, what you believe the expectations are in your particular culture, environment, community, home, whatever. And then there's who you actually are. So I encourage you to sift through that, filter through some of that, and go, who am I really meant to be? And am I lining up with who I authentically am? And so here's some ways to look. Are you totally accepting yourself as yourself? Being you. Do you just accept yourself? Hey, I'm me. And I like this, or I operate this way, or I roll this way, and that's just me being me. So look at that, like what your level of acceptance of yourself is, and your acceptance of others also. Or do you have them in kind of a box? You know, hey, you're a boss, and so you're supposed to act like this, or you're my coworker, so you're supposed to act like this, or you're my kid, so you're supposed to act like this, or you're my partner, so you're supposed to act like this. I mean, are you accepting others for them being who they are meant to be, as well as yourself? So check that out. And then I would really watch your language. Doesn't that sound like a parent? Ooh, watch your language. Watch your language. But what I mean by this is there's some words that we all use at times that are kind of red flag words. Okay, and so here's some of them. Should. I should. Because I'm a member of this committee, I should step up and do this. Or because I'm a mother, I should do that. Be careful. Should you really? I mean, or is that just your belief system coming, or cultural norms, societal norms? I'm not asking y'all to go out and break the law or do anything really, really out of alignment. It's just, I think you understand what I'm saying. So look for the word should when you're shoulding on yourself or others. And then when are you saying, I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to do this, I have to do that. And ask yourself if you can choose to. Like, I would say, I choose to do this, I choose to do that, I choose to do this, instead of I have to. Because when we say have to, that's a belief system that is coming from probably somewhere outside of ourselves, right? I'm a good Christian, so I have to go to church every Sunday. Who's that talking? Is that you talking to yourself? Is that your parents who brought you up in the Christian movement? Do you think that's God telling you that? Where is that coming from? I don't know if that was a good example, but anyway, look out for the word have to, choose to, okay? And then the words always and never. I catch myself, I say these, I've said these. Oh, you're always doing this. You never do that. Ooh, when we say that to ourselves, or we say it to another in a relationship, we really got to watch that, because that's another way to watch your language, because those are kind of black and white terms, right? And we want to live more in the gray, more flexibly, right? So sometimes maybe you're reactive a certain way, or sometimes the other person acts like this when such and such is happening. So anyway, so watch your language, watch for those words and see how it's affecting your decisions, and if that helps you line up with yourself more or less for who you really are. And then number 3 is to live with complete honesty, being authentic, being true to yourself, living honestly how you want to live, and being who you want to be. The more you do this, the more happy and healthy you will be. When you line up your thoughts and your behaviors and your choices and the relationships you choose and everything more with who you sincerely are, you will feel better, and you'll be more successful, whatever that means to you. And not what society says it means necessarily, but what success means to you, and what happiness looks like in your frame of reference, not what our society says means you're happy or you're okay or you're successful or whatever. Because our society kind of supports drama, and so in so many realms, the media, politics, television. And our society, I'm talking about America right now. In America, also, we tend to define success equaling higher education, equaling how much money you make, equaling how big your house is, and that kind of thing. And that may not have anything to do with your actual definition of success. It's okay if it does, but it may not. So this is what I'm saying. Look at the beliefs you have behind your own expectations of yourself and of life, and really examine how you really want to be, who you really want to be, and be that. those participants in that study, those, just your regular nice American people back in 1971 became the people they were not at all. They lost themselves totally and fell right into role expectations, and things went horribly wrong. And so there, whatever we can grasp from that 6 days, that 6 day experiment that can help us be more true to who we are and how we want to be, and less affected by what's going on around us, what the influence is around us, but staying steady in who we are, who we really actually are, can make the world a better place for sure. For sure. So have a great night, and I'll talk to you again soon.